What is up? Saturday night, we are literally what, a day before the deadline pretty much. So everybody's trying to get trades in on this last night real quick before that trade deadline is over. Um, Cooper Cup done. Jamar Chase hopefully is coming back soon. We've got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both coming back, both expected to play. So exciting for the Chargers now. Going to have their offense finally um, healthy and up and running. So, not bad. I am let's do some shit real quick. But yeah, so you got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both coming back. So Herbert finally is getting his weapons. Hopefully, he can do something and become better because he hasn't been what everyone has expected this year. So now he gets the weapons back, so he's looking good. We've got Juju out. We've got Miko Hardman out. So that means we've got Tony who steps up to play a role. Do we see a little bit more Sky Moore in this game as well with all the injuries? So um, Tony, good opportunity to put up some more numbers as he did last week with his limited touches. They'll look to get him the ball a little bit more, especially down in the red zone where they used to run all those plays for Hardman. I mean, now, Tony's going to get all of that. So, going to be good. Throw him in the flex if you can, or if you got to play him at wide out, of course. We don't know if Kyler Murray is going to play. We don't know if D Hop is going to play. I mean, D Hop usually plays even when he's injured, but again, is he going to be limited? Is he going to get hurt worse? What's going to happen there? So, and again, Marquise Brown might be playing in this game. We don't know yet. We're going to have to see uh, what happens here going into the game. Hopefully, they say something by tomorrow. Like, that's the thing. Like, do you wait? Like, do you wait on Marquise Brown or what? I mean, you see what the latest is. Yeah, so they practiced on Thursday. He did look healthy, so there's a chance he could return this week. He's active if he. There's no guarantee to have normal starts workload if he's activated. I mean, if he's activated, he's gonna get his normal workload, especially with D Hop a little banged up. So that I'm not worried about. But is he gonna be active? He should be. I mean, he looked healthy. If you saw the little video of him doing the little things with his feet, I mean, he looked good. So I mean, hopefully he's in there to play. I mean, you've got Deshaun Watson coming back soon, so he's starting to get more into practice. We'll see what happens there. We've got the Bills game and the Browns going to Detroit, going to Detroit to play this game because of the snow that they got, which was crazy. Crazy amount of snow that they got. But still playing the game, but they are playing it in Detroit. Matt Stafford is going to play. So it looks like Matt Stafford is in there. Let's see what else we got here. I mean, Monday night. I mean, that's a good game. You got San Fran and Arizona. Hopefully, Murray does play. I'm hoping he does. I mean, that's the other part about if you've got Marquise Brown or D Hop, and we don't know if they're playing or not. We don't even know if Kyler Murray's playing. So, do you take that chance? I mean, Colt McCoy's been good. He could throw the ball, so I mean, he can still push it down the field. I mean, Debo, what's going to happen with Debo now? I mean, Ayuk is just outproducing Debo, so does Debo finally get back on track, um, or does Ayuk continue to produce? CMC, I mean, what's going on with that as far as the backfield? I mean, Elijah Mitchell got what 18 carries last week. I mean, he did only play 35% of the snaps, so it wasn't like McCaffrey wasn't out there, but for Mitchell to get 18 carries, it's like, whoa. Um, but at the same time, is that a better way to go about CMC to keep him healthy? You know, he's still got, a good amount of touches, but, do you really need to give him 30 touches? Do you really need to run him up the gut on 2nd and 1 and 3rd and 1? Like, you don't necessarily. So, I'm okay with that. I mean, it sucks fantasy wise, but again, fantasy wise, you want to make sure that CMC is healthy at the same time. So, we'll see what happens going forward, and what happens in this game. So we shall see. We shall see. But I mean, Derrick Henry is just running all over. I mean, doesn't have, didn't really kill it on the ground. Didn't have average a ton of yards per carry. Didn't really break out any huge runs or anything. But he is still pounding away. He's still getting the rock 25, 30 times, 35 times. um, and he's still going to be pounding it in once they get down by that goal line. So as long as he can stay healthy, he's going to be running. He's going to be running all over. But he's got to stay healthy, of course. So hopefully it doesn't wear him down that he's getting, like these ton of carries that he's getting. I mean, let me pull up the stats real quick, but he's got like way more carries than any other running back. Yeah, he's got 230 carries. The next closest is Saquon with 198, but then the next closest after that is only 165. I mean, granted, Derrick Henry did play one more game. So okay, maybe that you can say that's 30 carries right there. So let's just say he had, 209 games in. I mean, Saquon is right there with him, but then, still you're missing another, 30 between Dameon Pierce, Chubb and Jacobs, and then, 40 and more compared to all the other running backs, what they have. So, I mean, he's getting the rock. I mean, he's the only player over 1,000 yards, but he is only one of few players to play actually, 10 games so far. So Saquon could get up in there. Let's see who else could get into the 1,000 threshold with these games coming up. Saquon needs about 70 yards to get to 1K. Nick Chubb needs about 96 yards to get to 1K, and then Josh Jacobs only at 821, so he needs almost 180 for him to break that 1K mark. Um, but yeah, you got a bunch of 700s. Jones, Pierce, Cook, ETN, Miles Sanders, Khalil Herbert, Jeff Wilson, Tony Pollard. I mean, Tony Pollard, 621 yards on the ground. Really doing his thing, but he'll just never get the reins. They just don't. They just don't want to give it to him for whatever reason. Um, I mean, tomorrow we're gonna go over some betting stuff and some underdog stuff. We'll see what we like, see what we got going into the games. Try and make some money and see what props we can take advantage of. But Christian Watson, obviously, big game with the 2 touchdowns. This guy is just gobbling up touchdowns, and he's getting the confidence in Aaron Rodgers, which is even scarier. For him to have that confidence and Aaron Rodgers to have that confidence in him to just kind of, throw it up to him in certain situations is going to be big. So Alan Lazard still, I mean, led the league, led the team in targets. I mean, he did have 11 targets. So I think, Watson and Lazard going forward are going to be good fantasy plays. So We've got Swift. I mean, hopefully he gets some more carries. He seems to be looking better, practicing fully, so hopefully he can get back into form like he did, like he was the first couple weeks when he was healthy. So, I mean, Traylon Burks, big game for him as well. Obviously, had over 100 yards with that last catch at the end when they didn't even have to throw it. But Burks finally healthy and on the field, so he looks good, especially for Dynasty. You're excited about that. Excited about Traylon showing what he can do, kind of and for everyone to see, on Thursday Night Football. So. I think we briefly spoke about Tony now that McCole Hardman is on IR. So big opportunity for him. Sky Moore should get some more opportunities as well. You've got Jonathan Taylor. Is he back? Is he back into form? I think so. Listen, Jeff Saturday might not have the coaching experience, but he's no dummy. I mean, you give your best guy the football, you play the best quarterback on your team, which is Matt Ryan, and you try and win football games. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, so I like it. Ross Bob, what is up, my guy? Trade CMC and Pierce for Barkley and Debo. I like it. Do you need a wide receiver? Is that why you need to do it? I don't mind getting rid of Pierce. I don't love Debo, but at the same time, if you need a wide receiver, I don't mind going to Barkley. It's a little bit of an upgrade from CMC, especially now that we see Eli Mitchell getting a ton of carries. Are they going to just try and keep CMC healthy? So wide receivers is MVS. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, I mean, I'd do that. I mean, can you get a better wide receiver than Debo? Can you trade for a better wide receiver than Debo? Or can you trade just Pierce for a better wide receiver to a different team, maybe? Um, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. You do get the best player in Barkley. So, that is always important when trading. It's just with Debo, I don't know what's going on there. I know, I mean, I know he's been a little bit banged up, but is Ayuk going to really just continue to see more work? I mean, and now with CMC there, it seems like they don't really, and Eli Mitchell back, it seems like they don't really need Debo to run the ball like, he was last year or the beginning of the season. So, that does worry me about Debo. And that's where kind of his value is. So it's tough. I don't mind if you do it. Like you said, you do get the best deal, but shop around a little bit if you could, or see if that guy has a better wide receiver than Debo, maybe that you can get. Maybe you can throw in another player just to spice it up, or maybe you just go outside of that team and just try and trade Pierce directly for a wide receiver. But yeah, I don't mind it. You do get Barkley, but like I said, just fish around, see if you can do something better. If not, go ahead and pull the trigger, man. Ross Bob. But yeah, JT looks like he's back and he's gonna start getting the football, getting the rock. So everyone that traded him away probably is not gonna like it the rest of the season. Um, AJ Brown should be good to go, but hasn't been producing again like we've kind of hoped lately. But Lucius, what up, bro? What up, Lucius? You got a trade offer from an owner that lost Cup. That's always good because you can try and finagle and negotiate and take advantage a little bit. It is for redraft. We got half PPR. You're giving up. I don't like that. You're giving up Cheetah. Oh, him giving up Cheetah, and you giving him T. Higgins and Devonta Smith. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. No matter how much I love T. Higgins, obviously Cheetah has been off the rails. Really good and a really good floor. So I'm gonna go with Cheetah, who's what the number one, wide receiver right now, or number two. I don't even probably one. Let me just check. Yeah, he is the number one wide receiver right now. So Absolutely. I'll take the number one wide receiver for, even though Higgins I feel like is a back end one wide receiver, Devonta Smith is just up and down, and you probably drafted him in a spot where you don't necessarily need him on your team right now or to play him. He's probably on your bench. So yeah, go out and get Cheetah, man. I'll do it. That's a good trade, Lucius. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. And I like T, but I would just rather have Cheetah. I mean, wouldn't you rather have the number one wide receiver? I mean, granted, Cheetah did play 10 games. There's still a bunch of guys that played nine, but let's see. If you're looking at fantasy points per game, he is fourth at 18.2. So we got Diggs, Jefferson, Cup, who just got hurt. So yeah, I'm still taking Cheetah. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Go do that real quick. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see. So yeah, Heineke now is the new starter. Well, I guess I wouldn't say new, but I mean, and he should have been. They shouldn't have went out and got Wentz. Heineke was okay last year. He wasn't great, but he wasn't horrible. He gave you a decent chance. And this year, with another year under his belt, I mean, he looks better. He looks like he has control of the team, command, and the players seem to respond to him. They like him, and that is a good thing for your football team. Now, going into next year, I mean, yes, most likely they probably draft a QB. It doesn't matter how good Heineke does. I mean, unless he takes them to a Super Bowl, it's probably not going to matter. And even still, if he took them to a Super Bowl, it still probably won't matter. They would still probably draft somebody. Maybe they sit behind Heineke for a year and they see what happens and take it from there. But, you know, Heineke and Scary Terry, so Terry McLaurin just looks a lot better with Heineke under center. He's getting the ball a lot, and we've seen he has been producing a lot better. So Carson Wentz can take a seat and let Heineke do his thing because he's getting his playmakers to football. On top of that, we've got J.D. McKissick on IR, so that means that you've got Gibson, you've got Gibby, and you've got B. Rob, who in fantasy just get the uptick automatically. Their stock rises. So if you've got any of those two guys, you can play them every week nowadays. Every week. So Bands, what's up, man? I'm thirsty for a wide receiver for the rest of the season. Okay, should I pick up Alec Pierce, Chark, or Corey Davis? Um, First off, Bands, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I'm not sure what your icon is, but it does look pretty cool. Um, I'm gonna say Shark is just coming back, but Amon Ra is just gonna dominate those targets. I don't know Corey Davis, I mean, they're not throwing the ball much, and Wilson looks like he's commanding the majority of those targets. But Corey Davis has been producing. Let me bring up his stats real quick. Now, Alec Pierce is a little bit interesting, um, but Paris Campbell has kind of came out and pretty much established himself as the second wide receiver there. So and you got Corey Davis is ruled out. So I mean, I'm probably gonna say Corey Davis. I mean, they've got nobody else. Once he comes back, he does hop right into the opposite side of Garrett Wilson. Chark is gonna be maybe hit or miss. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. He is a good flyer. I don't know if he could afford having both of them. Alec Pierce, I don't like because Paris Campbell and Matt Ryan seem to have a little connection, and then you've got Pittman there. So Alec Pierce is going to be, up and down. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say Corey Davis, but he's not playing this week, and I don't know what his injury is exactly. I don't know how bad it is. He hasn't played since week 7. A lingering knee issue. So I don't know when he comes back. So, I mean, in that case, I guess I'm going to go with Chark because there's nobody else there. TJ Hawkinson's gone. He's off the team. Swift has been, on and off with his injury. So, yeah, I mean, you've got Chark and Amon Ra there, maybe. I guess I'm going to go with Chark because Corey Davis is injured and Alec Pierce, I probably just won't go with. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate y'all. Dynasty PPR, Superflex tight end premium, not contending. Trading away Mariota, Slayton, trading away Mariota and Slayton for Corral and Knox. I don't even know. I mean, they still might even go draft a QB. That's what worries me about Corral. I don't know. I mean, Mariota obviously doesn't mean anything this year. Can you just get some picks? I wouldn't even. I mean, and then you get Knox in return. Knox has just done nothing, no matter how explosive that offense is. I mean, he's going to score some touchdowns every now and then, but he's not going to be consistent. Let me check out Knox real quick. I mean, it's going to give you decent points. He's been decent. I mean, 11, 8, 4, 7.5 PPR, 5, 5, 6. I mean, he's giving you what, 5 points a game? I mean, I guess he's decent, but I don't really care for him. Like you can just stream any tight end to get that production. So I just don't love what you're getting back. They just mean nothing, especially if you're rebuilding. Like, can you just get some picks? I'd rather take picks than any of those guys. You know. Corral, I mean, is okay if you want to just take a flyer on them for cheap, but for me, you don't necessarily need Knox. But if you are getting them, I think you just need something of value to you. I just feel like you're not getting any value. Like, just you need to get some kind of picks compensation, if not anything else, or some other kind of player. Can you get like a backup running back on that team that just any kind of backup running back that may have the ability to take over the backfield if the player there in backup gets hurt, like a Matt Breida, just in case Saquon gets hurt, right? Um, who else? I think I've got a couple guys on my team. Deion Jackson, just in case JT gets hurt, right? Chuba Hubbard in case Donta Foreman gets hurt. Keonta Ingram now that Benjamin is hurt and he's the next guy up. I would rather like one of those guys where they just have like a little bit of value or just picks. Like I'd rather just get picks. Gainwell, nah, I don't even like that, especially if you're rebuilding. I mean, next year he's done. They're gonna wind up drafting a guy, so I don't know. It's a tough spot. I mean, I it is tight end premium, so you are getting knocks, and some people may feel like that does mean something. So maybe this isn't the end of it. Maybe but I feel like Mariota and Slayton are both playing and producing points. So I just feel like you can get something a little bit more. And I don't love Corral, but maybe you can use Knox in a trade, and trade him for some picks or something to somebody else. Maybe maybe that's the way I go. Maybe it just doesn't end here. But I just feel like you need something of value. Like this guy is getting Mariota and Slayton. They're both producing fantasy points this year, and you're just not getting anything really of value. I mean, I know it is tight end premium. You do get Knox, but like I said, can you trade Knox for something? That would be the only way that I would like to do it. I don't know how your league directly is, how they value these tight ends, or Knox in that matter. So if you can get something for Knox, then yeah, I do it. But you should be able to get some picks thrown in there or something. I mean, you are giving up two productive players. Uh, Nakvi, what's up? Just got offered Mostert's, MVS, and Foreman for Cup. Is Cup out for the season? Trading away Cup. Yeah, you can trade them. Take whatever anybody's going to give you. Any dummy that is going to try and get Cup, go ahead and give them away. We don't. Cup has a bad injury. He's out for at least, what do they say, 4 weeks or something like that. And then on top of that, their team sucks and they're not in the hunt. They're not in the run for anything. So there's no pressure. There's no rush to get Cup back on the field to produce as he was. They're going to bring him along slow. They're not going to risk, the guy's career if they've got nothing to play for. So I'll take whatever I can get for Cup. Um, Now, Mostert probably just lost his job to Jeff Wilson. I don't know how many carries that Mostert's going to get now. MVS is going to be hit or miss. He could be a value this week, as you know, we've got Hardman and Juju that's out. Foreman is going to be good going forward as long as they're in a positive game script. He's going to get to work. And like I said, Cup is done, man. Don't even worry about Cup. You can get rid of him, trade him. If somebody will take him, absolutely trade him. In Dynasty, also, I mean, now is the time. I mean, you waited too long. I would have probably traded him if I had him on my Dynasty team. I would have traded him after last year going into this season, being that he had that historic season as his value is at the absolute peak. I would have you could get multiple firsts and whatever basically you want for Cup. And now that Matt Stafford's played like shit this year, even though Cup has been still great, now that he's injured, what happens next year? Like, is Stafford just done? Are they going to draft somebody? Do you want to take that chance of it still going downhill? And plus, now that he's hurt, nobody wants to buy him for as much anymore. The value is down, and that's not going to come back up until next season when he starts producing again. So, if you can still get a great offer for Cup, like even in Dynasty, I'd give him up. Ravi, what's up, Ravi? Nico Collins, Drake London, Peoples Jones, and MVS. All right, so this is a good one. I'm actually playing Nico Collins I'm playing him in a dynasty league. It's a deep one, 14 team, but let me check out Peoples Jones real quick. Because MVS, I mean, there's no Juju, there's no Hardman, so it's literally MVS, uh, Tony, Sky Moore, Justin Watson, like those are the guys. I mean, Peoples Jones has been good. He's been getting the ball. He's been scoring decent fantasy points. He's giving you a good floor. Nico Collins is back and healthy. I know he had 10 targets last game. Um, so that's encouraging. So I like the Nico Collins, but we can't. I don't know if we can rely on that. I think you got to play MVS with that current situation. But again, he's hit or miss, and there's none of these guys that are, like I said, Peoples Jones is going to give you a good floor. So do you want to swing for the fences, or do you want to play it safe? If you want to swing for the fences, it's probably MVS and Nico. And if you want to play it safe, it's probably Peoples Jones and I want to say Collins it's probably MVS if you want to play it safe too. So I think you gotta play MVS. Um, Let me see if I can find him real quick. I mean, it's rough. I mean, he's not getting a ton of targets, but if he catches that bomb like he did last week, I mean, yeah, I mean he's hit or miss. That's the problem. So play it safe. You could probably play Peoples Jones and Nico Collins. I think I like Nico Collins in this case. London is tough. He does get the target share, but he doesn't get a ton of targets. So, um, how many targets London had last game? Yeah, I mean 6 targets last game. They're going against Chicago. I got a feeling about Nico Collins this week, so I'm gonna say Nico Collins and Peoples Jones. Let's roll with that. My bad, Rafi. I know I took mad long to answer that shit, but it's a tough one because you got to look at everything. There's just so much that goes into it. No, Joku, if he plays, or Monroe, I'm definitely into Joku. Joku's been great when he has played. Moreau, I mean, if he's lucky, maybe he catches a touchdown, but no, you got to go with Joku if he does play. Brissett has been good with him, and he's looked good. So yeah, got to go with Joku there. What's up, Simp? It's been a while, bro. Been a while, Ravi. But yeah, so we're rolling with Joku there. Justin Fields obviously been on a damn tear lately, past couple weeks. Obviously the rushing has a ton to do with that. So Does that continue for the rest of the season? I mean, he's running crazy. At some point, there's teams that are going to be stopping him. He's going to have to pass the football. So can he do that? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. He hasn't been great throwing the football so far. So you got David Montgomery now with Herbert out. David Montgomery is going to be getting the majority of the carries. He's going to be getting the work. So if you got Montgomery, you can definitely feel good, man, about starting him, bro. Definitely feel good about Monty. You've got Tom Brady. He might be back. I mean, got to play better, but he didn't play horrible last game. I mean, you've got the whole Rashard White and Lenny Fournette thing going on as well. So, um, White got to start last game apparently. I mean, he did have more carries, but Lenny did get hurt, so that could have something to do with it as well. But yeah, Rashard White looks like he could be somebody you want on your fantasy team right now. Simp, yeah, what's up, man? On 3 game losing streak, yeah, man, got to turn it around this weekend. I mean, listen, it happens. I feel you, bro. I need wins basically in all of my leagues. Like a lot of my leagues, I'm basically like 6-4, or 5-5. I've had some injuries, I've had some shit happen, but I'm right there. I'm in it. I think I've only got one team really out of my 9 or 10 leagues. Out of my 10 leagues, I've got one team that I'm in the shitter in. Let me see. And I'm not even in last. I'm in like I think I'm in 11th, but let me see. Yeah, I'm actually in 10th, so it's not even that bad. I'm 3-7, but there is still a mathematically, I mean, there is still a chance. I've got decent enough points with the rest of the guys, but got a lot of points against. And that team I drafted fucking Stafford and Allen Robinson and Javante, and I just got screwed. So that's been bad. But yeah, bro, shit happens. But yeah, 6-4, man, you're looking good, bro. Yeah, you're not gonna win every game. You don't have to be in first or second place every year or in every league. It's hard to do that with injuries and buys and shit that happens. So you're fine. What are you in third, fourth place, maybe? Tied for second, maybe. I don't know. But you'll be all right, especially at this point. Especially if you're like 500 or if you're under 500, like you always just got to keep cool. Just take it one game at a time. I mean, I'm in one of my dynasty leagues. I lost Javante early in the season. I have DJ Moore on that team, and I mean he wasn't producing. Um, and it just looked bad. And I tried literally to tank, and I wound up starting to win. And it's just 1 week at a time. You take it 1 week at a time, and I've been winning. 1 week by 1 week by 1 week, and shit just happens, bro. Shit comes together for you. And sometimes it's just bad luck. Sometimes it's just you're playing the wrong player. I mean, the last 2 weeks I've lost in this one league, and I've put up 150 points in each league, and the other teams just put up more. And feel like if I play any other team in the league, then I'd have a win. But I had to play that one team that week, so it's rough. We've got Deontay Johnson and Pickens look to try and get it going with Kenny Pickett. You know, really trying to get it going. I mean, Baby Gronk Frymouth led the team in targets last week. So, I mean, he's looking good, especially, for the future. Excited for him. And then, the Cardinals, on the other hand, like we mentioned, maybe Marquise Brown plays, maybe he doesn't. D Hop is banged up as well. Um, Rondell Moore, can he still produce, if Marquise Brown comes back? What does that look like? So that'd be interesting as well going forward, once Marquise Brown comes back, and then next season if that kind of stays the same or not, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, Cup, I think it's just done. I mean, obviously, I'm no doctor. I have no clue with his injury, but I'm pretty sure they said like 4 to 6 weeks. So, I mean, that's just done. And like I said, they're going to be out of it. They're not rushing the guy back. Like, there's no reason to take that chance to try and go get Cup. So, if you have Cup and someone wants to trade for him, just give him up. It's worth it. They could take that chance in the ship if they make it there, if that even happens. Moreno, what's up, man? Swift, J. Will, Pacheco, Mooney, pick two, PPR. Um, let me pull up the games real quick. Pacheco gets to start, obviously, again, and he's 18 carries. I think he had last week, but didn't score a touchdown. Is not involved in the pass game. Mooney's actually been good. Jabel's been good. Swift should get more carries. I mean, I know Swift has been injured and he hasn't really gotten the carries. Now, when does Chase Claypool start playing a little bit more, and does that take away from Darnell Mooney? I mean, Darnell Mooney just has a very low like ceiling. I feel like so. I wouldn't probably won't play Mooney. He's out of it. I think in this conversation for me, I might just play Swift and Jamal Williams and just kind of take my chances there because no matter if they're in negative game script or positive, both of those guys are going to get the ball. Pacheco, on the other hand, if they're in a negative game script, he is not going to get the ball. Or if they're in a shootout kind of thing, he'll be getting carries. Yeah, 16 carries last week, 56% of the snaps. So but nothing in the past game. So that's what I worry about for Pacheco is that if they get into a shootout or if they're down and they need to throw the football, Pacheco is not getting the football. And on top of that, when he is getting the football, it's in between the 20s where it's not really as meaningful. So I think I'm going to roll with Swift and Jamal Williams because even if Swift does get more carries, like Jamal Williams still going to get the goal line work. So I'd rather just, I guess, bet on that. I mean, it is a little tricky because you are betting basically on the Lions to score points. And if they don't score points, I mean, Swift and Williams ain't going to do jack for you. But at the same time, I think they have a better opportunity and they're a better option to go with than Mooney and Pacheco. So I'm gonna roll with Swift and Jamal Williams, but I could very much be wrong. But those are the guys I think with the highest upside there. So that's what I'm gonna roll with. Unless Pacheco breaks out some big runs, but that's what you got to hope for because he's not banging it in. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? Win now, 7-3. 12-team superflex. Just got Jeff Wilson for Acres. Fucking awesome, bro. And Jalen Warren. Awesome. Think he'll be at least a good. Absolutely. Jeff Wilson is a solid RB2 play the rest of the season. Um, he knows, you know, the offense. He was on the Niners. Um, he got the majority of the carries and the majority of the snaps last week, both in passing situations and in rushing situations, on a great offense. So, yeah, absolutely. Jeff Wilson is an absolute great flex play. He can be an RB2 the rest of the way, bro. Thanks for coming on Saturday. No problem, Kev. Man, I appreciate y'all for coming in on Saturday nights. I mean, I know y'all are probably out. I've got shit to do. So I just enjoy being on, chopping it up with everybody, building up the community. Appreciate all of y'all in here. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Shout me out on social media or something. Get people to subscribe and join in. Let's build this up so we can just be hanging out and shit. Cause I ain't got nothing else to do but fantasy. This is just what I do. Dynasty redraft all year round. Like it doesn't stop for me. Simp can't decide what to do with Swift. have Jamal. Caddy, I see you over there, bro. What up, Caddy? Uh, can't decide what to do with Swift. Have Jamal, Swift, CMC, and Mitchell. Williams is questionable. Looks like he is going to play. Mike Williams got Tony in your slot. Awesome. Sounds good. If Williams is ruled out, we'll have to play Mitchell in the flex. Now, the tough part is with Mitchell is they're playing Sunday night. So you've got to have somebody in before that just in case he doesn't play. They're saying it looks like he's going to play. So wait until the morning. I guess let's see what happens. Do you want to take a chance on doing that? So, if Williams is ruled out, then I mean, who are you playing? Then I mean, if Swift is playing, you pretty much have to play him. I mean, I know it's tough. I know he hasn't been getting a ton of carries, but listen, the guy's averaging 12 points a game, and he's been barely touching the football over how many weeks now. So we saw what he can do when he gets the workload and when he's healthy, like those first couple weeks of the season. So and Jamal's going to get the ball regardless at the goal line. You've got CMC. Mitchell, the problem with Mitchell, I mean, he did get the majority of the carries. I think he had 18 carries. But the problem with Mitchell is that he only played on like 35% of the snaps, bro. Um, so that's my problem with Mitchell is playing 35% of the snaps. And does he continue to keep getting, more carries than CMC is going to get? We don't know for sure yet. Um, we know that whole Shanahan shit with the RBs is just tough to predict. So, because Mitchell can very well like come in and get the goal line work and bang in fucking 2 TDs, but he could also have only 10 carries because CMC is just going fucking ham and getting the ball. So it's just tough. It's tough. So if you're asking if you should sit Swift, I'm not sitting Swift. I mean, he's had lots full practices, so I'm not going to sit him. Are they going to limit his touches? I mean, maybe, but even if he gets, 15, I mean, shit, he can do a lot with it. Look what he's been doing with 5, 8, 10. I mean, so it's tough. I think I'm playing those three: CMC, Swift, and Jamal, and I'm sitting Mitchell if that's the case. But let me know what you think, or let me know what y'all think. If I play Mitchell and Swift spot, won't have replacement. If Mike Williams is ruled out, if I play Mitchell and Swift spot, well, don't play Mitchell and Swift spot. Can you play Mitchell in the flex? I mean, you should always be playing whatever position player you're going to play them at that position. This way, your flex can be like Mike Williams should be, in your flex right now because you're not sure. And if he doesn't play, you can plug someone else in there, I guess. I mean, I don't know, depending how you want to go about it. But if I play Mitchell in Swift spot, it won't have a replacement. Yeah, I just wouldn't play Mitchell in Swift spot. I'm not doing that. What do you guys think? Are you guys playing Mitchell instead of Swift? I'm not. I don't care how many touches Swift is going to get, but we don't know. So yeah, I'm not going to sit Swift. I'm not sitting Swift for Mitchell. If that is what your actual question is, Caddy, yes, we said what up, brother. And then Simp also said Swift is in my RB. Okay, Swift is in your RB slot. Yeah, so I'm not going to sit Swift, Simp. I'm not doing that. Kevin said, think Kyler plays this week. Shit, man, I got no idea. If you've got another option, I'd go with that. I don't know if you want to take the chance on Kyler, but even if you go with, I mean, you could and just pick up, Colt McCoy, whatever. Just play him, and then if Kyler Murray plays, you can just slide him in. I mean, Colt McCoy hasn't been the worst, but it is a good 49er defense. So, like I said, if you've got anybody else out there that you can play just to be safe, I mean, you don't want to get screwed over on the Monday night and then lose your week because you thought Kyler Murray was going to play. So it's tough, man. It's tough. So I don't know. Anything could happen. And then again, they can say that he's going to play, and then up when the game's about to start, and he's warming up, and he tweaks something, and then it's like then he's not playing, and and we've seen that this year. We've seen that with Kamara on that early 9:30 game, the London game, where they said he was going to play, and then in warmups he tweaked something and decided he wasn't going to play. And a lot of people kept him in that week and got a donut for it. So I'd rather just take my chances with something else if you can. Burks went off on my bench. Yeah, man. So Burks, he had like 6 for 60 the first half. In the first half, he had 6 for 60. Didn't get anything in the second half until that last, play where they didn't even have to throw the. So he went off. Listen, Burks is the number one receiver on that offense. There's no, ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's just finally healthy now. So he is going to have up and down weeks. He's not going to consistently produce like that. They just don't throw the ball that much. He is still a rookie, of course. And he's not going to, he's not going to win all of those deep throws like that. It just, he wound up winning that one. So, I mean, he did his thing, but just got to be careful, as far as if you're going to start him every week in a 10 or a 12 team league. I only would start him in the deeper leagues. But, but yeah, he did his thing. Caddy, D Hop is out. Do I play Connor or Debo? You play Connor. I'm not. Debo hasn't been great, and Connor just came off what, a 2 touchdown game, and he's been good. They just released, Benjamin. He's the only guy there other than Keontae Ingram. So yeah, Connor. Whether it's positive or negative game script, Connor's getting the football. So absolutely, you got to play Connor over Debo. For me, anyway, I'm playing Connor over Debo. But what do you think, Caddy? Well, where are you leaning? And why are you leaning that way? Moreno, Swift, Campbell, or B. Robinson? Who would you flex? Standard. Looking forward to your show on Saturdays. Thanks. No problem, man. Listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming in, man. I really do, bro. I appreciate all of y'all that come in. I'm here for y'all. We chilling, guys. We chilling. We're talking fantasy. We're talking football. Everybody's got opinions and ways that they look at things. I give mine, and you guys take what you want with it. But we chilling, guys. We chilling. And I'm going with we're not going with Campbell. Now you can go with B Rob or Swift. Now Swift is he's healthy. Obviously, we know he's explosive. Yeah, like I just mentioned, he's averaging 12 points per game, even playing on these limited snaps. You've got B Rob where McKissick was just put on IR. He's done. So now you've got only B Rob and Gibson there. So B Rob is going to get more opportunities. They are playing the Texans, which is a great matchup. Texans are not very good, so Commanders very well can hand that ball off to B Rob, 18 to 22, 25 times if they please to. So, and Swift on the other hand is just crazy explosive. He's going to get the ball in the pass game, in the run game, whether they're down, whether they're up, he'll get the ball. So it's tough. I just have a hard time sitting Swift. I mean, because even on limited touches, guys, he's producing, he's scoring touchdowns. It's just hard to sit that because if he gets the ball more, he's going to produce. They are playing the Giants at New York. Giants defense has been pretty decent, but uh, yeah, it's tough. If you want to go based off a matchup, go with B Rob. But if you want to go with the upside is in Swift. The safer play might be B Rob, but the upside is in Swift. So you got to decide what you want to do. I'm personally am going to play Swift, but that's me. B Rob is not a bad decision. Like I mentioned, he can get 20 carries easily. So he's definitely a good play. Maybe B Rob is the better play. Swift, I think, just has higher upside, but um, you could go with either or. B Rob's the better play. Swift is just has more upside. So it's up to you. It's up to you. Let me know what you're doing though. Let me know what you think. I'm playing started Christian Watson. Yeah, that sucks, bro. That sucks. And at first he only had the 2 catches for the 2 TDs. I'm like, damn, this dude is not going to be able to keep producing that. Wound up, I think, finishing with 40 yards on like 6 catches or something like that. So did his thing. He's going to be catching touchdowns. That's the thing. Aaron Rodgers trusts him, especially down in the end zone there, as we've seen. So he's going to be getting the ball down there. Will Justin Watson be a thing? A lot of hype this week. Listen, I don't know, man. The thing with Patrick Mahomes, as we've seen throughout the season, is he doesn't have just one guy he aims in on, other than Kelsey, of course, but he just spreads the ball around. So, Justin Watson is going to play more. Tony's going to play more. Sky Moore, you might see more of. Watson is just a big dude who knows the offense. So he can definitely see more work. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, he's just a flyer. You're just taking a chance. You're taking a very low percentage chance that he does something special, especially now with Tony there, where they want to get him the ball. Um, and he just basically hops right into Miko Hardman's role almost. So I just, or Juju's. I mean, I guess Sky Moore should be in there more as well. But yeah, Justin Watson could be a thing, but if you got better options, I'd go with that. Mahomes just spreads it around too much. He gives it to everybody. So I'm not sure what we're going to see out of Watson. I just benched Debo the bum for Tony. Listen, yeah, man. I mean, listen, Debo hasn't been great. Um, Again, with CMC there, he's not getting the touches in the backfield that he used to get. Now you got CMC and Elijah Mitchell both healthy. I mean, there's not much reason to give Debo the ball in the backfield when you got those two guys, out there. So now he's just a wide receiver, and Ayuk is doing his thing. And Debo can of course do his thing still, but he hasn't been. And now Tony, like we just talked about, has the opportunity. We saw what he did last week, unlimited opportunity. Now he's got even more opportunity. So I like the upside in Tony a lot more than Debo. So I'd roll with Tony as well, Caddy. We'll see how that ends, how that turns out for you. Definitely remind me and let me know on Monday's episode. We'll be on Monday at 10. So definitely let me know, bro. I like Connor too, but bro averages less than 4 yards a carry. Listen, he does, but you know what? It doesn't matter when you're getting the volume. I mean, we saw that with Najee last year. He wasn't crazy efficient, but he got a ton of volume, and he was a top 5 running back. So, Connor, again, he's not great. He's not going to bust out these huge runs, but he is going to get the football, and that's really all that matters. And he's going to get the goal line touches, and that's just what matters. So, but yeah, he pisses me off too, bro. And that's why I hate Connor, bro. You even you're saying it, bro. And you're asking me. I think you were asking me yesterday why all the Connor hate, or somebody was. I don't remember if it was you, Caddy, or not. But yeah, that's the other part of it. Is just not efficient at all, Connor. So yeah, that's another big part of why I don't like him. Uh, but yeah, yeah, that's not looking good. Um, what else we got going on in this fantasy shit? Let's look at some of the wide receiver stats here. Who we got up here? Christian Kirk is wide receiver 7.5 PPR. Scoring touchdowns, 7 touchdowns. Doing good. Yeah, but Caddy, I mean, Connor has never been a guy that averaged like a ton of yards per carry in general, though. I mean, I think he had a couple good years maybe for the Steelers, but again, it was mostly volume. He was the 3 down guy that was there. So when you're the 3 down guy, like it's just you can still can produce elite numbers even without being efficient because you're getting all the work, you know. But Justin Jefferson and Cheetah, the only guys over 1,000 right now. Diggs will go over 1,000 this game. Um, but yeah, Cheetah 1148 in 10 games. Justin Jefferson 1,060 in just 9 games. But Cheetah's got more catches. He's got about 12 more catches. And you got Diggs up there as well. Who's leading the league in touchdowns right now? Receiving touchdowns. Devontae Adams has 8. Then you've got Diggs and Christian Kirk both tied at 7. AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, Cooper Cup, Jalen Waddle, all with 6. And you've got a bunch with 5. Christian Watson has 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, tied for 4th in the league in basically 2 weeks already with those touchdowns. I mean, McCole Hardman's got 6 touchdowns. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns. That's why. Let's take a look at RBs real quick. I think we looked at the yardage there. Let's look at the touchdowns. You got Nick Chubb leading the league with 11 rushing touchdowns. And then you've got Derrick Henry with 10, Jamal Williams with 9, Jacobs and Kenneth Walker with 7. You've got Barkley, Cook, Eckler, Mixon, Pollard, Miles Sanders all with 6. But yeah, man. Trey, what is up, Trey? Appreciate you stopping in, man. Full PPR start 2. Singletary, Zeke, Michael Carter, or Eli Mitchell. Thanks and good luck. Yeah, I need some luck this week, bro. I was mentioning before, I'm like 6-4 and 5-5 in a bunch of leagues. Most of all of my leagues. So I definitely need some luck this week. But we've got Singletary, Zeke, Michael Carter, or Eli Mitchell. Full PPR. I think you got to go with Singletary because we know he's gonna get the ball. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe you go with Zeke or Carter. I like Carter. Eli Mitchell got a ton of carries. He wasn't crazy efficient, and I don't know if that's gonna happen. If that's gonna keep happening, is he gonna keep getting the carries like that? Let me check out Michael Carter for a second. Yeah, I've got him on one of my teams anyway, but let's check out Michael Carter real quick because he is going to be, split backfield. He's getting the passing work as well. I mean, 12 carries, 76 yards. He had a touchdown last week, so he is going to be splitting the backfield there with J. Rob. So you could probably figure maybe 10 to 12 carries. Maybe some targets through the air as well. They are playing New England. I would expect them to probably just try and stop Garrett Wilson. I don't know. Uh, if Zeke plays, which he probably is, you almost have to play him. He's going to get the goal line work, so you got to play Zeke at any of those guys because he's got the upside in that offense and being able to score touchdowns. On the other hand, let's check out what Singletary's been up to. I know he scored the 2 touchdowns last week, but I mean, 13 carries. Was that more of a product of trying to save Josh Wilson's arm where they didn't want to throw it enough? So I mean, Singletary and Carter are kind of in the same boat for me. Singletary's obviously on the better offense, but I'll probably go Zeke and Singletary. I don't even love it, but I think that's the way I'm going to go. Like I said, Eli Mitchell, we don't know if again he's going to get the carries that he got, and plus CMC is still there, so we don't know really what's happening down at the goal line. I don't know if Eli Mitchell's going to be getting that, so let's go with Singletary and Zeke. No problem. But Trey, let me know who you are going with. Let me know who you were going with already. Like, who do you have playing already? Why you think those guys? Those were my takes on that, but I just want to know what you think, what you thought about it. Caddy says you might lose this week. Yeah, every week you might lose. It's always a possibility. It's 50-50. The guy has Cook, Jay Jettas, JT, Mahomes, and Higgins. Um, Listen, you might lose every week, but we know that crazy thing happens in fantasy football. Anything can happen. I mean, what if the Vikings don't play well and Cook and Jay Jetta don't do nothing? What if JT gets shut out or they're getting their ass kicked and JT don't get as much carries? I mean, you know, anything can happen. So you just never know, Caddy. Tanner, what's up, Tanner? Put these RBs in order for the rest of the season. Okay, rest of the season, full PPR. ETN, Mixon, Dalvin Cook, Ramondre. God damn. Couldn't have made it any harder, bro. Uh, shit. Let's go. Um, Hold on. Let me see something for a second. Let's go Mixon. Mm, oh man, it's rough. I want to say ETN, Mixon. Ramondre is going to be last, even though I love me some Ramondre. He's going to be last out of this order. Just because David Harris obviously is still there. I know Stevenson's been getting work, but Dalvin Cook is in a great offense. He's getting elite usage in the pass game and the run game. So you've got to have him in there. Let's go with Ramondre last. Let's go with Joe Mixon first. Joe Mixon is going to be at the top of this list because of the explosive offense that he's in, and he can just bang in 5 touchdowns like we saw. Actually, I'm lying. I'm going with Dalvin Cook first. I'm going with Dalvin Cook over all these guys, okay? Not just because I'm a Vikings fan, but just because of the situation that he's in, the opportunity that he has to score touchdowns and get fantasy points. So let's go Dalvin Cook, Travis Etienne, Joe Mixon, Ramondre Stevenson. Final answer. Dalvin Cook, Etienne, Joe Mixon, Stevenson. That's what I'm rolling with. I like Etienne. I mean, does a little bit of everything. Great on the ground. Mixon, like I said, great offense, but at the same time, I mean, the way he produces is by scoring touchdowns. He was never a crazy efficient guy. He just gets a ton of the volume. He has been catching the ball a lot this year as well, but Alvin been Alvin's been real good. Check out the fantasy points real quick. Yeah, and that's rough. You can go anyway, and that's tough to do, Tanner. You could go either way with those, but that's the way that I'm going. Let's see. Caddy said that's what happened last week. Yeah, bro. Anything can happen. It's fantasy, you know. I had Singletary and Zeke in before asking. Okay, Eli just had a ton. He did. And listen, it's not wrong to consider that. I just, you can never trust the Mike. You can never trust the Shanahan fucking running back shit that he does. So, was that a product of that's what's going to be happening from now on, or was that a product of let's just ease off of CMC a little bit? Eli is back. Let's give him some work. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Michael Carter, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I would say he's an RB1. I mean, with J Rob there as well, he's splitting stuff. I mean, if they believed in Michael Carter that much, they wouldn't have went and got Brees Hall in the first place. And then now that Brees Hall is hurt, they wouldn't have went and got J Rob. So they're looking to split that. It's just going to be split and it's going to be up and down. So yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. You lost Lenny, Juju, Ertz, and Judy. Yeah, bro. That is tough. But listen, when you drafted Lenny at the beginning of this year, you should have drafted, the rookie White with him. It's very important, especially at Lenny's age and his injury history. You should have drafted White. So anyway, appreciate you, Trey. Yeah, you lost Brees this season. Ah, damn, man, I was a truth. Absolutely, bro. Brees was Dynasty RB1. I mean, he was going to be a beast. We knew what was going to happen with Brees. You do have Rashard. Fucking awesome, Trey. Fuck, man, good. So it's not as bad that Lenny's down because you got Rashard now. So you're good, and that could be a potential league winner. So you know what you're doing, Trey. That's good. I was gonna say, make sure you keep following me because next year, we're gonna start early, bro. And because I do a lot of dynasty stuff, so I'm always gonna be putting out content in the off season. But once we get back to like the redraft stuff, we're going to be drafting. We're going to be talking about shit. We're going to be drafting like every night. So we're going to be going through a bunch of shit. Um, but yeah, is Allen playing? Who? Keenan Allen? I think Keenan Allen is playing. Um, Raja, my bad. I missed your question there. Keenan Allen or Ayuk? Listen, if you want to take the chance on Keenan Allen, I mean, he hasn't played. He's been re-injuring you know, that hamstring. Ayuk has been great. I think 4 straight games over 80 yards. So if you want to play it safe, you go with Ayuk. If you want to go, I don't even know if I want to say with upside. I think I just want to play it safe and go with Ayuk. But if you really feel Keenan Allen is going to do his thing, then go ahead. And I think he will do his thing. It's just a matter of, is he actually healthy, and is he going to not retweak that injury? Being, his age, it's just easy for him to just keep getting, just tweaking that thing. And that's exactly what he's doing. So Keenan Allen is supposed to play, but again, he could tweak that shit in warm up. So you can't take the chance. And again, they're not playing till what, Sunday night, I think? They're playing the Sunday night game. So it's hard to even take that chance. I'm gonna play Ayuk. I'm not gonna take that risk, Raja. But thanks. You're afraid he's going to become a target hog. Listen, Keenan Allen is a target hog. That's what he is. But listen, the first game back, like, it's okay to not take that chance. Like, and again, we don't know if he's definitely going to play. And being that he is playing a Monday night or Sunday night, it is a little different. Like if he was playing 1 o'clock on Sunday, and we know he's definitely, and we know he's playing, and he wasn't tweaking in warm ups, we're playing him. But there is that opportunity, bro, so that he can still re-injure that thing. So it's rough. I don't know if you want to take that chance. And I don't think he's going to put up crazy more numbers than Ayuk will. Ayuk has been solid, so I don't know if I want to risk it. Should I pick up Titans backup running back if Henry gets injured? Absolutely. Absolutely. Any of the workhorse guys that you have, you should try and roster the backup for reasons why, as we just saw. If you had CMC, you should have had Foreman, as your backup. They had Chuba, but they went out and got Foreman, so he was the clear cut backup. So now that CMC got traded, look what happened. Foreman jumped right into that role. So now you've got two starting running backs, like, or if your guy gets hurt, you can always plug in the other guy, like Herbert and Monty. You should always try and have the backup, like Rashard White for Lenny, especially some of the older guys or some of the more injury prone guys like Swift. You should have tried to get Jamal as well. So sure, bro. Yeah, no problem, Trey. Anytime, brother. Caddy said I totally forgot to have Hollywood, so pick one this week. If Hollywood is in and D Hop is out, do I still play Connor? Um, I mean, if D Hop is out, then Hollywood is a great play. But again, the main thing is Murray playing. So that's the tough part about it. Luckily, you've got all those guys, so you can afford to wait until that night and then play whoever is just playing. But that's tough. Hollywood or Connor. I'm gonna say, I mean, it's a tough defense. I want to say Hollywood just because, as we both know, Connor is not really crazy efficient. There's a pretty good defense there. So, yeah, I'll just roll with them passing and maybe having to come back because they're losing. So, yeah, I'll go Hollywood. You think Pollard will outperform Zeke? I think he has outperformed Zeke for 2 years now. He might not on the stat sheet because Zeke is getting all the work and all the carries, but Pollard is clearly, very clearly, the better running back, the more explosive running back. But as Bagala always says, Zeke kind of softens up the defense. He just plows and plows and plows, softens it up, and then Pollard comes in and does his thing. It's a little more electric, a little more shifty. Zeke just kind of pounds it. Not the guy that he used to be, obviously, at this age and with that many miles, the tread that's on him. But Pollard is pretty much a flex play every week. You can kind of throw him in the flex. Do I think he'll outperform Zeke this week? I mean, as far as yardage, yeah. The problem is, touchdowns and actual fantasy points because when they get down the goal line, like Zeke is getting the damn ball. So it's tough. It's tough, Raja. Definitely tough. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Chiefs Chargers game. That is going to be a great game. I'm so excited for that, especially if Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both play. That's going to be good. Get both of the weapons back for Herbert, who hasn't been good lately. My league mate gave up on JG and traded him for Amari Cooper back in week 9. Yeah, not the smartest thing to do. Not the smartest thing to do. Unless he didn't need JT. I mean, Amari Cooper could, maybe do something when Watson comes back, just become great again. But yeah, that sucks for everybody who gave up. Oh, bad. For everybody who gave up on JT, this is why, most fantasy content creators are going out there and we're saying go and get JT, go and buy low on JT, go get him if you can. Because this is the reason why. Eventually he was going to get healthy and he was going to show you what he can do. So we know what he could do. It was just a matter of he wasn't doing it in the beginning of the season, whether it was health, whether it's the line, whether it's just that offense in general, just being shit. But now that Saturday is there, he's not fucking around and he's just saying, listen, the best guy we have is JT. We are going to run the rock right down your throat. We're going to play our best quarterback at Matt Ryan. Why would we play anybody else? Because we're trying to win games. And yeah, so yeah, that sucks for everybody who gave up on JT, man. They're tight. They're pissed right now. So it sucks for them. Really, really sucks for them. And they're kicking themselves in the foot now. Kicking themselves in the foot. Especially when you drafted them like where you drafted them at the 101, 102, whatever, wherever you drafted them. I mean, to just give up on them for like Amari Cooper, who was drafted in like the what, seventh, eighth round, maybe. I mean, all depending on your league, how deep and all that kind of stuff. But that's just crazy. That's crazy, and he's definitely kicking himself now. What else we got going on? Um, yeah, Russ is still playing like shit. Whatever? I think I briefly spoke about this yesterday when talking about the Raiders Broncos game. Whatever's going on with the Raiders, I mean, you got Derek Carr crying. You've got Devontae Adams and Derek Carr both saying that people aren't buying in the locker room and people are out for themselves and all this kind of shit. And, you know, and that could be with, them as captains, as leaders. You know, you got to get the team together. I mean, how are you guys not believing with the talent that you got there? I mean, you've got Josh Jacobs at running back. You got Devontae Adams, Renfro, Waller, and yes, granted, those guys have been hurt and they haven't been healthy lately. But to start the way they started, and now it's just going more downhill because they're losing those weapons. It's like, what the fuck is going on, bro? What is it? What do I think is wrong with the Rams? I don't know. I think they just won the Super Bowl. Everybody knows what they're doing now, and they know that all the Rams want to do is get the ball to Cooper Cup, and they've basically said, okay, we're going to stop everything deep and we're just going to play zone and we're going to let you throw it at Cooper Cup fucking 15 times a game and just take all the underneath stuff. And we don't really care as long as you don't score touchdowns and score points. We're going to let Cooper Cup do whatever he wants underneath. We're just not going to let him beat us over the top. And I think that kind of has something to do with it, as well as Matt Stafford just not playing well enough. He hasn't played well at all, hasn't thrown the ball well, hasn't played well. They've got no running game whatsoever, so nobody's scared of the run game. Nobody's stacking the box to try and stop that. Everybody's in pass coverage, so that's another reason as well. They've got absolutely no run game. So look for them to either draft or go out and sign a running back in free agency. Um, so they can start to run the ball because since they can't run the ball, they can't run play action. They can't do a lot of things, and that's another huge issue of theirs is that they can't run the ball. So that's what I think. What do you think's wrong with the Rams, Caddy? Let me know. Blurpy, what's up, Blurpy? Appreciate you coming in, man. All right, we got some of the crew in here tonight. Is Hertz and Olave for Herbert and AJ Brown a good trade? You want to get? Are you giving up or are you getting Hertz and Olave, Herbert and AJ Brown? Hold on. Let me look at this QB stats real quick, cause Herbert is QB 14 right now, 17.9 points per game. You've got Jalen Hurts who's 24.7. I mean, it's tough to give up Jalen Hurts because of what he's been doing. Now Herbert is getting his weapons back, so does that change things for Herbert going forward? I don't know, but I think the rushing upside from Hurts just kind of overtakes that. So I think I'd rather have Hurts. Now, of course, I'd rather have AJ Brown than Olave. But why are you giving? Can you keep? Can you get the stack? I mean, why are you taking one and giving up one? Like if you're getting Hurts, I'm not trying to give up AJ Brown. But who are your other receivers? I mean, Herbert has a very nice schedule. Yeah, that's the thing, with Herbert is, yeah, he does have a good schedule, and on top of that, he's getting his weapons back, so maybe he pops into form and does what he does again. Um, it's rough. I mean, like I said, I like Hurts over Herbert. I like AJ Brown over Olave. It just depends who else you have on your team, and is the AJ Brown to Olave um, is missing that production, the AJ Brown to Olave production, is that going to hurt you enough to make it not worth it? That's really what it comes down to. So it depends who else you got on your team, bro. Yeah, I think the Rams have been figured out already. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. I mean, they don't care about stopping Cooper Cup. They don't care. You're like, why the fuck? How is Cooper Cup getting this 10, 12 catches? Like, they don't care. They let Cooper Cup get everything underneath. They just don't get beat over the top. They've got no running game to help them, so it's just crazy, man. You got Amon-Ra and D Hop. I mean, I like D Hop, but again, Marquise Brown comes back. I don't know if that hurts him or not. So I think I think maybe you do need AJ Brown. Maybe you go for the Herbert and AJ Brown. I mean, Olave's been no slouch. I mean, he hasn't been great lately, but he's still a top 20 wide receiver. I mean, AJ Brown's at 14.3 points a game, and you've got Olave at 11.2 half PPR. So it's not a crazy difference. The big difference is the QB situation. So do you take the chance on Herbert? Like I think as far as the points go, I'd rather just take Jalen Hurts, bro. Rather take Jalen Hurts. The difference between Hurts and Herbert is too massive. The difference between Olave and AJ Brown is not as massive as you might think. Olave has a bye week 14. I mean, yeah, that kind of sucks as well. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm trying to lose Jalen Hurts to go to Herbert, who hasn't been good. You're basically laying your season on the line and praying that Herbert goes back into form when you can just ride the hot hand and keep the points in Hurts. Because like I said, the point difference between Olave and AJ Brown is not great. It's 3 points, 3 points per game right now. So Ice T, what's up, Ice T? Thanks for tuning in, man. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Jay Jettas and Mostert for CMC and Campbell. Jay Jettas and Mostert for CMC Campbell. Mostert is my RB2, and that's scary, decent wide receiver. You're not giving up Justin Jefferson to get Campbell, bro. CMC I can see as a part to throw in, but not Campbell. You need better than that, I think. I don't like that. Why are you trading Justin Jefferson? You've got to trade some other wide receivers. You can just get somebody cheaper, bro. There's no reason that you have to go out and get CMC. I know Mostert hasn't been great, so can you go out and just get a cheaper guy? Can you go out and get Jeff Wilson? Can you go out and get Donta Foreman? Can you go out and just get someone cheaper for your RB2 slot? I'm not giving up Justin Jefferson to fill an RB2 role. It's not worth it. The points you're gaining at wide receiver are far more superior to what you're going to get. The difference between Mostert and some other RB2. So, um, I would just go out and get someone else, bro. There's no reason to go and pay Justin Jefferson to get CMC. Yee, what up, my guy? I see you down there, brother. But yeah, I'm not. There's no way, no way in hell. There's no way. No, we're not doing that, bro. Go get a cheaper RB. Somebody, because you guys look at the points per game, but that's what it comes down to. You don't need the name. You don't need that. You can fill in your slot at RB2 so that you can keep Justin Jefferson and keep that advantage. So go out and get a different RB. You know, Mostert, it's very possible he just lost his job to Jeff Wilson. We don't know that yet, but yeah, I would just go get someone cheaper. No reason to go get someone of that caliber and spend that to go get it. Can you go get Rashard White? You know, um, I don't know what other wide receivers that you have on your team, but ETN just came off a bad game. I mean, can you go get Pierce? I mean, Alvin Kamara. Can you go just go cheaper, bro? Go get Miles Sanders. Antonio Gibson. McKissick is hurt. Can you go get Antonio Gibson or Brian Robinson? I mean, that's perfect to throw in that slot there. I go after guys like that instead of going after CMC. Um, that would be my suggestion. But let me know what you're gonna do. The Rams still have a Super Bowl caliber defense. It's the offense that's so trash. The defense is on the field the whole game and they get tired. Listen, I agree. The offense is trash. Offense is trash. What about Adams instead of Brown? Um, Adams, who I feel he won't do that trade. Which one? Blurpy, my bad. I'm trying to. What, Hurts and Olave? Which side were you getting? I don't think I was even clear on which side you were even getting. Oh, you said you had Amon D Hop, but yeah, was AJ Brown you were getting or were you giving up? I don't remember, but yeah, you what up, my guy? The Rams are the Raptors when they won in 2019. Yeah, right? Definitely. Asking for a friend. A Rob or Devonta Smith. Damn. I think it's AJ Brown, all right. Hold up. Yeah, I mean he practiced in full. Listen, Smith is going to be hit or miss. He's not going to be giving you crazy weeks like he did that one week with the whatever he had 25, 30 points, whatever. He's going to have a decent floor, but it's just now that Cup is gone, like A Rob's the only guy there, and A Rob hasn't been great, so it's hard to even trust that. Depends what you want to trust. I guess I'd rather have the better offense in the Eagles and roll with Devonta Smith. I guess I'd rather take that chance than with A Rob, but A Rob has a chance. I guess maybe I don't know if he fills in that Cooper Cup role, but I guess that's a possibility. But until I see it, I don't know. You're basically rolling the dice with either one. But I'll go with the more explosive offense, I think. And who's the Rams even playing? The Rams are playing the Saints. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You give up Hurts and Olave, you get Brown, Herbert, you get Herbert, Brown, or Adams. AJ Brown or Devontae Adams. Um, like I said, I don't know if I want to give up Hurts, bro. I don't know. I know you get the little uptick. You get the uptick at wide receiver, maybe, but like I said, I don't know if the difference is great enough. I think Devonte Adams is even a better. I mean, yeah, Devonte Adams is 17.2 points per game. Like, if you can get Devonte, then maybe that makes me feel better about it. Devonte, I feel like is better to have than AJ, so I'd roll with that maybe. What about Higby or Pitts? Uh, yeah, I mean, no Cup. I mean, Higby could be heavily involved. Pitts has a crazy fucking target share, but he just doesn't get thrown the ball that much. You know, they don't pass the ball that much. Kyle Pitts, they've got Chicago. I mean, he's done crappy the last two games. I'll probably roll with Higby. Higby's probably the safer bet. Pitts maybe, I guess, could have more upside, but let's roll with Higby because Higby was back into form last game, right? Didn't he have like oops, didn't he have a big game last week? Yeah, 8 catches, 8 targets for 73 yards. Um, so yeah, maybe I go with Higby. It's tough to say, bro. It's hard to not play Pitts. Like the upside is just crazy. I feel like they're both kind of in the same boat. So you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna go with Pitts. I'm not just gonna not play Pitts. He's just too much of a target in the red zone to not play him. So I'm gonna roll with Pitts, but I wouldn't be mad if you went with Higby. Who you got? Rams versus Saints. I think I went over this yesterday. I don't even remember who I picked. I think I went with the Saints because Cup is out, so we don't know what's going to happen really with the Rams. They are playing in New Orleans, so I think just for the reason that Cup is out, I'm not sure what they're going to do offensively. They've got no run game. What are they going to do? I don't know. So I'm rolling with the Saints in that one. Who you got, Caddy? Who you got, Rams or Saints? But yeah, I think the Commanders could be 6-5, guys. They could be over 500 if they beat the Texans here. And Texas ain't that good, so 1-7. I mean, probably getting the first pick. You got the Steelers, who even when they have bad teams, usually they're like 500. I don't think Mike Tomlin has many losing seasons, if any. Your heart has the Rams. Are you a Rams fan? Is that why? I'm guessing you're a Rams fan, brother. Your brain says Saints. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to not be biased. Just like, I mean, listen, I love the Vikings and I pick the Vikings to win every game. I know realistically, obviously, that can't happen, and it's just, it's dumb to be biased sometimes, but sometimes you just got to admit when it is what it is. I mean, Hammer admits shit with the Packers, it is what it is. They're done. So they're done. But yeah, the Christian McCaffrey and the Elijah Mitchell thing was very, very interesting. And it's hard to make what it means. It's hard to take something out of it. Like I don't know what that means. I mean, another one was the Cordell Patterson, right? The whole Falcon situation. I mean, what the hell? What was that? What does that mean now? Are we just rotating 3, 4 running backs in there? Are we not rolling with Patterson anymore? I mean, they are 4-6. They do still have a chance. So I mean, what is it that they're doing? But yeah, it was scary for Patterson. That let me go to his stats real quick before I misspeak and make a fool of myself. But yeah, I mean, 6.9 points, 5 carries, 1 reception. I mean, what are we doing? Is that going to be the new thing now? Like, it was tough to know or what to do. What to do with that. Speaking of, let me run into my leagues real quick. I mean, shit. I'm trying to actually get Cordell Patterson in a dynasty league for cheap, just for the rest of the season. Oh, that's not gonna happen. I'm actually going against this guy this week, but all right. What else we got up in here? Guys, throw them questions in the chat or anything y'all want to know about or talk about. Appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah. All right, so yeah, we were looking at points per game actually for wide. As a matter of fact, let me pull this up. Let's just look at what is happening here as far as the leaders and RBs and wide receivers. Let's just check it out. Um, how do I zoom this? Make sure. Oops. Hey, y'all can see this. Right. That should be decently big enough for y'all to see. But all right, so we got half PPR, okay, and you can actually like change this to like fantasy points per game, which is a good way that I like to look at things because it kind of just gives you a look of what these players produce when they do play. Like you see Jamar Chase here, only played 7 games, but 17.2 fantasy points per game, right? So these are things you like to look at, especially when you're making trades and stuff. Look at the fantasy points per game. Is it really that much of a difference? You know, last year I think different. Let me see if it's on here. Check out the running backs as well, right? So running backs, you've got if you look at that, you've got those couple guys. You got a bunch of guys that are up here averaging. But then if you look at the fantasy points as well, you can see that some of them they're so close that let's see, 170, 160. So you've got all these guys here who are basically one touchdown away from hopping into the top five. Like you've got some other guys down here who can vault it up there as well with any kind of big game. But again, look at the fantasy points per game. You've got the top 12 guys here from 20 to 14. And then you've got the second half, 13 to 24. But take a look at this. And this is why, I mean, most of the time I don't really care for RB2s because RB1s, of course, is what you want. But when it comes to the RB2s, why I don't like spending on some of these RB2 guys is because from RB 12 to 24, I mean, you're looking at what a 3 point difference like per game, you know, um, from these guys and then the top running backs that are in the league. Um, and you can say almost the same about the wide receivers as well. So you look at all of these things and see, how close, in points per game some of these things are. What's the actual real difference, between some of these top guys that we chose in the first and second round of the drafts? I mean, 19 points per game. I mean, shit. That's not counting any kind of bonuses or anything you guys have. But anyway, that was just a quick look at the stats of what's going on there. But yeah, I mean, Cooper Cup, even getting hurt, and if he doesn't play for the rest of the season, put up basically like almost like a wide receiver two season. I mean, he had 75 catches for 812 yards, only played in 9 games, 6 touchdowns, and another touchdown rushing. But so 7 touchdowns. I mean, guy, it just sucks. It sucks that obviously he got hurt, but don't expect him to come back, guys. Please, please don't expect him to come back. Don't wait on him. Trade him if somebody's willing to trade for him. Give him up. Go get something for him because he is most likely not coming back. We've got Marquise Brown coming back, hopefully coming back this week, right? D Hop is a little bit banged up, but Marquise Brown was averaging 14.7 fantasy points per game before he got hurt. Um, Now, obviously, that is going to change with D Hop coming back. How much does it change? I mean, I don't know. what does that mean for them? I mean, Rondell Moore obviously gets the down tick, but what does that mean then for Brown and Hopkins? I mean, last year D Hop, like, he wasn't getting a ton of targets. He was getting like 6, 7 targets a game, but he was getting a touchdown in like every game. He was catching a little bomb, and scoring touchdowns. So, um, who else we got on here? I'm just looking through, talking about different guys. Michael Thomas, I mean, big no for me going into the season. I told everybody stay far away from Michael Thomas. There's no reason to take that chance, especially where some people drafted him. It just wasn't worth it. Obviously, he had a couple good games, but just done, done. CD Lamb finally is coming into form now with Dak back, and CD Lamb was great, top 10 guy, even with the backup QB. So CD Lamb slowly started to show himself as one of the best wide receivers in the league, up there with the JJs and the uh, JJs, the Chases, the Waddles, some of those young guys, especially for Dynasty. But Mike Evans, I mean, hasn't been great. Oh, I did that by yards. My bad. Let's take that back. Mike Evans, wide receiver 13, has only 3 touchdowns, and he's usually double-digit touchdowns. He's a touchdown machine. So hopefully Brady gets back into form and he can start throwing the ball to Mike Evans, to get some TDs, because it's just bad. Let me see if I got my. No. Let's see if I can find some red zone stats. I don't remember where I used to have it. There it is. All right, how do we get out of QB? Let's look at rushing. Let's see. Inside the 5, Derrick Henry leads the league with 8 touchdowns inside the 5 yard line. And then you've got Jalen Hurts with 6, Jamal Williams with 6. So more importantly, you look at like the attempts. And this is why like Joe Mixon was a crazy, it kept being like a good buy low guy. Um, but when you look at inside the 5 yard line, who has the most attempts in the NFL inside the 5, the most rushing attempts? Jalen Hurts has 13. Jamal Williams has 13. Joe Mixon has 12. Derrick Henry has 11. Nick Chubb has 9. Saquon has 9. Justin Fields has 8. You've got a bunch of sevens, like Jacobs, Fournette, Gibby, Cook, ETN. But sometimes look at some of that advanced stuff as well, because even though guys aren't putting up fantasy points, like maybe they are getting the opportunities, they're just not cashing in yet, or they haven't been able to. But the opportunities are there, and that's always what matters. Um, when you're looking at some of these other stuff here. You look at inside the 10 yard line. I mean, DK Metcalf is targeted 42% of the time. Justin Jefferson, 41. Allen Robinson actually has a pretty good percentage target once they're inside the 10 yard line, which is kind of crazy because he ain't really doing much. But yeah. Caddy says, "What happened to Bagala and Hammer? Yeah, they left. They literally left me hanging tonight. Umar hasn't said anything last night or tonight. Didn't even let me know. So I don't know. And Bagala said he had to work last night, so I knew that. He said he was going to be on tonight, but he's not. And yeah, they didn't even hit me back. So they left me hanging tonight, but I got y'all. I got y'all out there. I got you guys. So it's all good. It's all good. I just got nobody to argue with and rant on. Usually I'm arguing with them about something. Um about something. Especially when it comes to dynasty shit. They just hate the shit I do or look at in dynasty. But I'm just a little more into the advanced stats and shit. Because it matters. That shit matters when you're trying to find these breakout players, when you're trying to find the league winners, you know. All right. What else we got going on here? I mean, I don't got really much else. I mean, I'm chilling here with y'all. So throw something, guys. Throw something in the chat. Whoever's out there, I know there's a few of y'all out there. Throw something in the chat y'all want to talk about or know about or want my insight on. Oops. But throw them out there. Do I have any hot takes? I mean, my one of my biggest hot takes before the season was Ayuk finishes with more receiving yards than Debo. So that was a hot take. I was getting killed for that. I was getting killed on CEH, not drafting CEH after the first couple weeks. People were killing me on that. J Rob was ETN taking over the backfield and being a top 10 RB. That was another one hot take I had that. And J Rob was doing good in the beginning of the season. Everybody was killing me for that. So that turned out, and I don't get always shit right. I get shit wrong too. So I was telling people don't draft Nick Chubb. Fucking look at that. So you give some and you take some. It happens. Do I have any hot takes regarding what? Regarding fantasy for like the rest of the season? Any certain players or something happening? NFL shit like Vikings are going to the Super Bowl. That's a hot take, but it's also realistic. But yeah, let me know. Hot take on what exactly? Let me look at some of the. Let me look at some of the stats here, and maybe I'll make a hot take on something for the rest of the season. God damn it! Oh fuck! There we go. Um, yes, let me know. Vals, what up, my guy? Jackson, what is good? There they are. Now all the boys are here. Now the crew is here. Appreciate y'all. You think the Eagles are overrated? I think so too. I think the Eagles have an issue with. I mean, they have an easy schedule. They've been steamrolling teams, so they haven't really played close games. And we saw when they had to play from behind, they did not do very well. They did not do very well. So that is something to look at, for the Eagles, where when they get into some of these tight games against these good teams, are they going to have the experience in those situations to come out on top? Like where a team like the Minnesota Vikings, where last year we lost so many games, in the last drive or some of all those close games. I think it was 13 games we lost by like 3 points or less. And then you look at this year where we're in a lot of those tough games and we're coming out on top. That's going to make a difference, especially in the playoffs when you get into a game like that, where we're going to have, one team is going to have the experience, playing through that, and the Eagles might not have that experience playing through that, enough. So, all right, here we go with the secret lover stuff. Yeah, I don't know who this is. I'm doing all right, but make sure you're subscribed, Stevie B Secret Lover. But again, appreciate all y'all out here. Make sure you hit that like for me. Let's get some more peeps on this channel. Give me a shout out. Um, Jackson, how'd the thing go with the suite? I mean, I know it's probably a long shot, but I am still interested in going. And make sure, bro, hit me on Instagram, please. Dynasty Life Fantasy Jackson. Hit me on Instagram just so we can chop it up because I am still interested in coming out there, sweet or not, bro. Yee says my birds could beat the current Vikings because we ain't frauds. I'm not saying you guys are frauds, but I think it'd definitely be a good game. But again, that is something to think about. It is being in some of those real close games or being behind where you've got to come back and you've got to pass the football where you can't really rely on the run. So it is interesting. But listen, I expect the Eagles and Vikings to be, in the NFC Championship. So that would be great. That would be an awesome NFC Championship. And then we go and play Patrick Mahomes maybe in the Super Bowl. They're like the Steelers the time they went 11-0. Who, the Vikings? Listen, going undefeated is a lot of pressure. If I'm an Eagles fan, and you tell me what you feel about this because you're an Eagles fan, specifically. But I feel it was a good thing that they lost that game to kind of take off that pressure of being undefeated, um, of trying to just go through that pressure of trying to win and not losing. So I think it was a good thing that they lost now and they didn't kind of take that into the playoffs or deeper into the season where everybody's talking about it. So, oh, Caddy was talking about the Eagles. Okay, I think now it's their downfall. I mean, listen, I don't know about downfall. That's a very strong word or opinion. I think they're still, of course, one of the best teams in the league. But again, playing from behind or playing in some close games, they might find, that's the way to kind of try and beat them. So they've got to do a little better when they're behind. But we'll see. We'll see what happens as we continue. But yeah, I mean, of all teams, I mean, Washington. I didn't really expect that. I don't think anybody did really, but it happened. But it's a good thing it happened now and not, in the playoffs where it really matters and you guys are going home. So all right, Stevie. Look, bro, I've been locked in for fucking an hour and 46 minutes now, brother. I've been locked in by myself. Hey, bro, we're gonna Hammer will be on tomorrow morning. I want to make sure I throw this out there. Me and Hammer will be on tomorrow morning at 11. We're gonna go over all of the games, like for as far as betting and the lines and shit like that. That's Hammer's thing, and then I'll be doing the underdog for the games as well. We'll go through, we'll see what we like. So we're doing all the betting stuff and underdog stuff tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, 11 to 12. We haven't been crazy busy Sunday mornings as far as like starts and stitch stuff. So I figure we'll go over the bets kind of at that last minute, at the end there. So definitely, guys, tune in tomorrow if you're looking to get into some underdog bets, or some game bets, whatever you guys do. Um, but I'm here, Jackson. If you got questions now about underdog, you can ask me. If it's about the betting the games and stuff, that's more a Hammer's thing. Yee said the offense experience is the only things I'm slightly concerned with. Yeah, lots of seasoned vets on defense that can help us. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. 100%, bro. 100%, man. But yeah, it's those tight games and those tight situations that's what I'm saying. I want to see them play the Bills or Chiefs or someone. Then I'll shut my mouth. Oh, the Eagles. Yeah. I mean, listen, we'll see what happens at the end of the season. We know they've kind of got a little cupcake schedule this year, so Um, what matters is once you get to the playoff things, man. Once you get to the playoffs, and yeah, Jackson, I was thinking the Jets. If it's got to be the game after that, that's fine too. But I'd actually really enjoy it for it to be the Jets. So, like I said, hit me up on Instagram, bro. Dynasty Life Fantasy. Just hit me in the DMs, and we'll chop it up because I gotta get that set up if we are doing that. Anybody else out there in Minnesota, let me know. Follow me on Instagram because we might, I don't know, but might head out there to go catch the game. Um, Alex McBuckets, what up, my guy? What up, McBucket? Gibson or Mike Williams full PPR? McKissick just went out, so Gibby and B Rob's the only guys that are there. Mike Williams, it looks like he's going to play, but I mean the game is Sunday night, so it's tough to take that chance. I mean, what if he tweaks something in warm up so it doesn't feel it? Let me see. Let me go to him real quick and see if there's any latest news on him. It says he is expected to play and he is expected to be active, but he is still listed as questionable. Got a full practice in on Friday. I mean, it's just tough if you want to take the chance on what I love the matchup because they're playing the Chiefs, so it's a great matchup for Mike Williams, and that could be something that's high scoring. You could get a lot of targets, a lot of fantasy points. On the other hand, Gibby is probably the safer bet, just because, God, like I said, God forbid Mike Williams doesn't play or he tweaks something. It's tough. So, but I'm gonna go Mike Williams. I think he just has the higher upside, of anything. I think Gibby's got a good matchup though too. They're playing the Texans, I think. Yeah, Texans they're playing. So he does have a good matchup. But I'm gonna go with Mike Williams. I'm gonna go with that upside, especially since Keenan Allen, he is supposed to come back as well, but he's a guy that could re-injure very quickly, as we've seen. Any word on this operation to get y'all in the bank? Yeah, Jackson. Like I said, yeah, we just said that. Just hit me up on Instagram, Jackson. We're gonna go over that shit. Because yes. Who you got winning the World Cup? The World Cup. I don't even know who the fuck isn't even in the World Cup. I mean, you're talking about World Cup like what? Soccer? I mean, I don't do soccer. Um, but I'm not sure. Let me know who's playing. I'll let you know what I think about it. For real, they got the most Mickey Mouse schedule. Yeah, I mean, when I looked at the schedule, I was like, damn, really, bro? Higbee or Hurst? I guess Hurst is on the better offense. I mean, but then again, Cup is out, so does Higbee get some more work? I think it's pretty close either or. Higbee, I guess, is probably gonna get more targets because they suck. But Hurst is gonna be decent as well. You can go either or. Let me pull up the let's check out the tight end stats real quick. Yeah, Hurst, I mean 6.8 points a game, tight end 14, and Higbee, tight end 16, 6.7. I mean, they're both the same. They're literally like identical. They're literally identical. I mean, Higbee has a little bit more catches, a little bit more yards, but he's got no touchdowns. Where Hayden Hurst has got touchdowns. He's got opportunity to get touchdowns. So I'm gonna go with Hurst just because he's on the better offense. He's got opportunities to get touchdowns, bro. And I feel really punched a free ticket to the playoffs. I mean, listen, it is what it is. You know, can't really thoughts on Mixon and JT this week. So JT is gonna get the rock. Like Saturday is not fucking around. I love Jeff Saturday and being the coach here. He doesn't need experience to be smart and understand that you got to get the best players the ball. So JT is going to get the ball 20, 25 times easy. So we're playing JT this week, of course. Mixon, same kind of thing. I just had pulled up the red zone stats. That I was just looking at red zone. Actually, yeah, I was just looking at the red zone stats, and Mixon is like third in the league in attempts on the 5 yard line, and in. So it's just a matter of him getting touchdowns. He's on a great offense. Mixon was never a highly efficient guy. He just scored a lot of touchdowns. That was the difference between last year and the years beforehand. The numbers are relatively the same, but he just had more work. He was on a better offense, and then he scored touchdowns. So go with Tony's upside over the safe B Rob play. I'm going with the upside. It's up to you. It depends how spicy you want to get. But like I said, B Rob has a great matchup. And there is no McKissick anymore, so it's just B Rob and Gibby. So B Rob can very well go 20 for 80 and a touchdown, like he's been doing. Or like he's done, I think what he's done once or twice already, he's done that. In other games, not so much. But now with McKissick out, I think he could definitely go, and they're a good matchup as well. So he could definitely go for 20 for 80 and a touch. But Tony can go for, 6 and a buck 20 and 2 touches, 3 touches. That's going to be a great game, and he's going to be getting the ball. So I'm going with Tony's upside, especially if it's PPR. B Rob isn't getting receptions, so I'm going to go with Tony. Every Val says every country, so can I go with the U.S. of A? What country do you like, Val's? You let me know. Val's the goat. I love the name, guys. I'm trying to get shirts done with Dynasty Life logo, and just trying to maybe have some fun with it. I think Val's the goat. It would be cool if I made a Val's the goat shirt with the fucking goat head on it. But I'm thinking of doing something. This way, if y'all want to support, you can, and you'll get a shirt. But Pacheco, Zeke, or Najee? Damn. Like Najee is like nursing an injury. Is coming off a good game, I think, but it's hard to not go Zeke because of the offense in they're in and because of the opportunities that he's going to get down at the goal line to bang that shit in. Pacheco, I mean, he's good in between the 20s, but I haven't really seen him getting the goal line work. He's not scoring touchdowns. He's not catching passes. So you have to hope that he gets, 15, 18, 20 carries. And they are playing the Chargers this week. Like, again, I keep mentioning it could be high scoring, could be, a high passing game where Pacheco's just not involved as much. And I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So in that case, I think I'm going to lean Zeke here. Najee's going to be decent. He'll give you a nice little floor, but Zeke is going to at least give you a floor, but give you the upside that Najee's not going to give you. So it pains me to say it because I hate Zeke, but I got to go with Zeke in that way. Who are you playing, Vals? Let me know who are you playing. What did you think about it? And are you guys playing Tony or B Rob? Let me know on this one too. Let's get everybody in the chat. Throw their opinion in there. See what we got. You guys playing Tony or B Rob? And you guys playing Pacheco, Zeke, or Najee? Over Gasso, what is up, my dude? Ravens or Pats? Are you talking about like as far as defense? I mean, the Patriots have the number one defense in the NFL. Uh, as far as fantasy is concerned. But they are playing the Jets, who have been decently well, and then you've got the Ravens playing the Panthers, who you got Baker Mayfield back there. I mean, it's tough. You can play either one. I mean, I have confidence in the Patriots that they're still going to give you good points regardless. Because that defense is just well fucking coached. They always have a top 10 defense. Whereas the Ravens, if they keep that a close, if the Ravens keep that a close game, or the Panthers, matter of fact, if they keep it a close game, like you can see Foreman kind of do his thing, but Baker Mayfield is just so prone to turnovers, as well as Zach Wilson. So I think I'm just going to roll with the hot hand and roll with the Patriots. I mean, Jets offense is better than the Panthers, but I think I'm going to do that. But you can go either or, man. I don't mind either way, bro. I don't mind either way. But I'm going to go with the Pats just on the fact that they're the number one fantasy defense. So I'm not going to change that or try and get cute and play this great matchup. I'll just play the Pats. Cadillac said he wants to go with B Rob. Okay. I like it. You got Pacheco in right now. Okay. Caddy said Pacheco. Okay. I'm praying B Rob has a bad day. I'm going against him, and I'm scared because that's what I'm saying. Like he has a great matchup, Jackson. It's hard to not play him, but at the same time, it's like I just feel like Tony can do so much, especially in that offense, especially with two guys down. It's rough to not play that upside in Tony. But like I said, I'll call it now. Probably B Rob probably gets 20 for 80 or something of that nature, with a touchdown. And then you probably got Gibby will probably come away with like 60 yards rushing, maybe also. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think I'm going against any of those guys. I need a big win in this dynasty league. That's really all I really even care about. I got a bunch of redraft leagues that it's like, all right, but I need to win this dynasty matchup. That's what I need to do. Need Damian Pierce to have a big day. Yeah, I mean, listen, he better. I mean, one thing with Damian Pierce is just that negative game script. That's the only thing that could hurt him. But he did have, I think, a ton of catches. Did he have one? Let me go to him real quick. So Damian Pierce. No, he's not. He's not involved enough in the pass game. That's the only thing that sucks about it, and especially if they're in that negative game script. But he's going to give you a good floor because he's still going to carry the ball, 15, 20 times, regardless. So Damian Pierce should be all right. Damian Pierce should be all right. Only thing I worry about is end of season, maybe, just maybe. If they still have, one win, two wins, that they're not giving them maybe 20 carries at the end, the last couple games because they're not trying to hurt them or anything like that. So I don't know. Anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen. Oh, Damian Pierce. Do you think Christian Watson is here to stay for this season? Absolutely. As long as Aaron Rodgers is there, absolutely. They've got nobody else there, and now that he trusts Christian Watson, especially down in the end zone, absolutely, Christian Watson is here to stay for the rest of the season. He's got great just flex play for the rest of the season. Might not get a ton of targets or yardage, but Aaron Rodgers is looking for him down in the red zone, so that's really what matters for Christian Watson. As far as going forward, as far as like dynasty, Jackson, as long as Aaron Rodgers is a QB, he'll be fine. The problem is when Aaron Rodgers leaves. If he decides to leave after this year because they suck, or does he decide to stay? But as long as Aaron Rodgers is there, Christian Watson will be relevant, a relevant fantasy receiver. I bet I'm just replying on Facebook real quick. Um, what else we got in here? Jordan Martin. These. All right, my bad, boys. All right, what else we got? Throw this shit out there. What other shit do we have? You want a spicy take? You want a hot take? Jawan Johnson is a top 7 tight end the rest of the way. He's already shit. He's fucking eighth already. Maybe he sneaks into the top 5. No, I don't think he can sneak. He can't sneak into the top 5. I don't think. Actually, he can because Zach Ertz is hurt. So Jawan Johnson finishes as tight end 5. That's a spicy hot take for you. You can roll with that. There you go, Caddy. I still think Ayuk finishes with more yards than Debo. You want another hot take? Christian Watson finishes double-digit touchdowns. He's got 5 already. Shit, got 5 already. Justin Jefferson still finishes as the wide receiver 1, even though Cheetah's been going off. There's another one. Um, let's see if we can get spicier. Let's see. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown will finish as a top 10 wide receiver. Doesn't matter with the games that he's missed. I told someone to pick him up the week they played the Ravens. They ended up losing by 10 because he didn't pick him up and started Taysom Hill instead of who? Christian Watson? Are you saying, Caddy? I don't remember who we were talking about. My bad, Caddy. But I mean, listen, that first week, not the week, not what he just did. The week before that, on that Sunday, there was nobody really had an obligation to start Christian Watson. He wasn't demanding targets at all. He was just coming back from injury. Oh, you're talking about Jawan Johnson. Yeah, bro. Listen, Juwan is doing a little something over there. He's showing something. So it is what it is. Good tight end to go pick up if you need somebody. But let me know what else, anything y'all else guys got before I hop up out of here. Getting a little bit slower now. We on in the morning, of course. Like I said, tomorrow morning we're doing some betting stuff. We're doing some underdog. If you bet on if you don't have underdog, go sign up for underdog. Use the code Dynasty Life Fantasy. It's in the description. You can check it out down there. But use Dynasty Life Fantasy. You get whatever you deposit, they match for you. So up to $100. So you throw in $100, they fucking give you $100. So you got 200 in your account. So check that out. Otherwise, I'm about to be out of here, guys. Hit that like for us. Take a listen to the first three Drake songs. You in this Drake shit. Maybe I'll do that now. I don't know. But usually after these I'm doing some research for. I'm heavily into the Dynasty stuff, and we'll be putting out some more Dynasty content. So I'm literally like after these shows, I've been just looking at college film and shit like that, and trying to get some of my rankings down and ready for the rookie draft for Dynasty leagues that are going to be coming up. Everybody's rookie draft, so I'm trying to get that content in place. But otherwise, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll listen to the Drake songs while I'm doing that. How about that? How about that, Caddy? Maybe I'll listen to the Drake songs while I'm doing my research here. It better not be no singing shit. I'm not trying to listen to no lovey-dovey singing shit. Is it at least some good ass songs? I'm hoping. But yeah, I'll check it out, Caddy, just for you, bro. But I appreciate y'all. I'm about to head out of here. We out.